Investing in a different country could be one of your greatest opportunities to earn great return. But from the other hand, it could also be a start of a huge disaster that you'll have no clue why the hell you went into it. And you could lose a lot of money when you invest, out of state, out of country. Right now you see me here, I'm in Nepal. You see this building behind me. I just saw the person that I think he's in charge of inspecting it, and probably the engineer over here. We started talking about investments, and then I remembered all of the stories of out-of-country investments, out-of-state investments. And from one hand, it could be a great opportunity. From the other, you need to be careful and you need to make sure you know what you do and how you do it. Personally, I could tell you that, also when I worked out of state, it was my own projects. Also, when it was my own, it had nothing to do with anyone else except investors. It was really challenging. Sometimes we earned some nice money, but also sometimes we lost. But when you go and work with a different person, someone that you might not even know, or maybe it's someone that you do know, but it's not in a place that you could go and see the place, or you don't have, a way to actually make sure that things are going the way they're supposed to go. And by the way, they never go by the business plan. So you do want to have, some type of way that you can follow up and make sure you get the right updates. Because if you're not investing with the right person, and I'll talk in a minute, what exactly you need to check when you invest out of country. At least I'll mention the basic things you need to do, and then you need to do the rest of the work. But if you don't do that, you could also lose so much money. And not only that, I remember I invested with someone that I thought, the person was reliable. I didn't do enough of my homework. I heard from a friend that heard from a friend, but I didn't really go into the details. And, we got hit pretty hard over there. And personally, I'm young. I'll be fine. It's all good. It's not fun to lose money, but I'll be fine. But there were people there one of the people over there that were one of the investors, all of his pension was in there. And think about it, you're working so hard, so many years, and then losing your pension for something like this, and now need to go back to work. Now you could say he wasn't smart that he put everything in there, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Even if it's only one of your investments, losing money, I know sometimes it's part of the game, but it could be pretty painful, especially when you had the opportunity to avoid it. So, like I said, I heard someone told me he's someone I could trust. I didn't check too much about the area. If I would have done more of the homework that I'm going to talk with you about right now, I would have realized that I'm in the wrong investment, and actually I wouldn't have got into it at all, and I would have provided all of the pain that has to do with it. Now, if you go already through it, like me, so those could be great lessons, and it's all good. Whatever happened, and it's a good opportunity to learn from. But, there's no reason from the beginning to go into those type of adventures if you could avoid them. I want to talk to you now about a few things that you need to check when you go into an investment that is out of country, that, let's say you're going to invest with a fund or with someone else or whatever other syndication. You see the building right now I just showed you. Over here, for example, okay, they're going to build an apartment complex. I'm right now in Nepal, above Pokhara. And the apartment complex, as the engineer told me, is going to be a place that they're going to rent for people. And basically, when I say rent for people, it means you're the investor, and after that, you're the investor, you invest your money, you get an apartment, and they split with you 60-40 on the profit. So you get 60% of the rent, they get 40%, and he started talking to me about numbers, 17%, and like pretty high rate of return. And because I'm from the field, I started asking more questions and trying to understand, is it a good deal or not. To be honest, I wouldn't invest my money here only because I didn't get enough of the answers I want to get. What should you check when you go to invest outside of state? Number one, which I think is most crucial, business, real estate, which is a type of a business, it all has to do with the relationships and people. What comes out of that is, for example, this project that they're building right now behind me, okay? But you want to know who are the people you're working with, who is that syndication, who is that developer. Can you trust them? Why can you trust them? Because as we said 2 minutes ago, business plan never works as it's planned. There are always things that come up. Not if they come up, it's when they come up. So it's all good that they come up. People make a lot of money in investments, and the job of the syndicator, of the developer, the entrepreneur is to find a solution for the problems that come up in any business. So it's all good. But you want to make sure you work with someone that you can trust. If someone told you some good things about the person, amazing, like I checked, but that's not enough. You want to verify that even, with more people. You want to hear about a project he has done already. You want to, you want to hear about projects that he has done already. Not only what's the rate of return that the people got in the project, how was the process? How was the process from the beginning to end? A lot before we're talking about the rate of return, okay? Was it a good process? Did they get the right customer service that they think they should get? Now, if someone had a bad experience, it doesn't mean that the developer, entrepreneur is not a good one. You check with a few other people. If you get, same answers again and again, whether they're answers that tell you to go into the investment or not, so then follow them. But don't go through, one or two opinions. Check with a few people. Hi, I hope this video is serving you. I just want to share with you that my belief in life is that you are here to serve a purpose greater than yourself. But in order to do that the best way, you must start with investing in yourself. Enjoy the rest of the video. After he's a reliable person that will deal with the challenges when they come up and not disappear. I could give you an example when I invested with this person. So when challenges came up, so he basically disappeared. When he disappeared, all of a sudden, all of us then, like all the investors, had to take care of the problems, and we didn't know too much of the details. So you want to make sure that you work with someone that when problems come up, he'll face them and he'll do the best he can to find the solutions. No one knows what they are, but at least you know that he'll stand to his word. He'll do the best he can to get the most out of that project. Number two is you want to know the person is someone that has experience. Now, you could work with people that have experience. When I didn't have experience at the beginning, I had investors investing with me, but they took a lot more risk. So if you don't want to take a high risk, I just see a cow coming now towards me. I hope it's not running too fast. If you don't want to take too much of a risk, so what you can do is basically check the experience of the person. You want to work with people that have more experience. If this is a syndicator, entrepreneur, that this is his first project right here behind me, I might not want to do business with him. Not because he's a bad person. He might be an amazing human being and really reliable, but I'm not sure he knows what he's doing. So maybe he'll tell me that he has someone really experienced that is walking him through it and make me feel a bit more comfortable. But usually I'll want to work with someone that has already experience, or someone experienced is working with him. I don't want to be the first person, that is working with this person that has no experience, that also has no mentor. Now, you could go with someone like that. Just know that the risk is much higher. And then if the risk is much higher, you should expect a way higher rate of return. But if you ask my opinion, work with someone that has experience and knows what he's doing. And you're not the first person, that he's working with. And he has someone that is guiding him in that area. Number three is when you meet with that person, like we said, he's reliable, he has experience. Number three is also do your homework. You might have experience, but I don't believe, when I work with many investors, I don't believe in going blind. I work with many investors, and I always tell them, our company might be really reliable because you want to invest with us. I'm also invested there, and we're experienced, but I always believe also in you doing some of your homework. So ask some questions about the location. Who are the people that are going to live there? Again, it really varies on the type of investment, so I won't start talking about each one now, but get the basic understanding of, the pros and the cons of this investment. You want to know about the demographics. You want to know who are the type of people that are going to rent this place or buy this place. For example, here, most, of the business over here is tourism over here in Nepal, Pokhara. And I'm assuming, tourists are going to buy these apartments and then rent them out. So for example, here I might find with the fact that, if there's no tourists, there are no people renting. Or do I want the stability of the area to be based on a few different areas? So maybe on tourism, on business, on local people that buy, so there are different areas. But if it's only one, like over here, tourism, take in consideration that it's more risky. Again, make sure that you get the basic understanding of the area. What are the pros, what are the cons? After you have done those 3 things, don't start working with a new syndicator and give him all of your money. Start with small chunks, do within one project, see how it goes. When the challenges come up, and they will, learn from it. And then next time, if you decide you want to continue with him, perfect. You can increase the amount and take the principal and the interest and invest more, maybe even more money. But when you start working with someone new, whether it's in business or whether you start a new relationship, slowly build a trust, learn from the way that you go together, and then next time you could improve whatever you learned on the new investment. Okay, whether it's with this person in that country or it's in a different country, but now you've learned those lessons and you can implement them to a new syndicator, to a new country, or to the same one, and make your investment much better and get a greater rate of return. That way you turn that investment into a dream investment and not into your new disaster. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.